The Traveler, an audio story by Mahesh Ravi. Chapter 2, Revelations. After a brief interval, they led me into another room. Two chairs sat facing each other with deliberate precision in the center of the space. A large glass of white liquid was placed before me. Lawrence sat opposite and began speaking, calm and deliberate. Drink it. Another serum, I assumed. I drank it. It tasted like milk. No more delays, he continued. You're mentally prepared now. Prepared for what? I asked, though I'd later feel I shouldn't have. When we left the cell and came here, we didn't just travel through space, he said, pausing. We traveled through time. I stared at him, unable to grasp the meaning. The current year, Lawrence said, is 2060, 40 years ahead of when I last remember being. For reasons I couldn't explain, I didn't doubt him. Perhaps it was because the very act of arriving here had defied anything I could rationally explain. Still, I asked the question that lingered. Isn't that impossible? How can we move through time? Lawrence didn't blink. I'm from this era. You, Mr. Phillip, are from 40 years in the past. Time travel as a concept is difficult to explain using words and experiences you're familiar with. Imagine trying to explain smartphones to someone in the 12th century. He smiled, then leaned forward. But you need to understand this. We don't have much time. I'll make it simple. From his coat pocket, took out a pen and placed it on the table. This pen, he said, occupies a certain position on the table right now. If I move it forward, he pushed it slightly with his index finger. This is where it is a second later. The spot it previously occupied is now only a memory. We can't return to it. It's gone. I nodded faintly. Time and space are linked here. Have you heard of the time-space continuum? I muttered. People can move left, right, up, down, but through time they can only go forward, at the rate nature permits, never backward. Now imagine this pen is you. The table is time. The pen has no control over the table. He paused, letting that sink in. But what if, he continued, the table wasn't a solid surface? What if it were a soft cloth? Then the pen's movement would affect the cloth itself. Lawrence looked at me intently. You, Mr. Phillip, are the pen on a table. I am the pen on fabric, and I can influence it. That is, I can influence time. He stopped speaking, letting the silence draw out like the echo of a dropped stone. You've built a machine, haven't you? I asked, my curiosity now fully awakened. A device for time travel? Lawrence smiled gently. Machines, the word has changed meaning over the last 4 decades. Yes, there are machines involved, but machines are not the essence. The traveler is. He leaned back. You can place a child in a car, but without knowledge of how to drive, they'll go nowhere. It's the same with time travel. Deep understanding is essential. I am a time traveler, Mr. Phillip. There aren't many of us yet, but that will change soon. Lawrence paused, his voice softened. I'm like an emissary traveling not for myself, but for others. For the wife who wants to whisper one final kind word to her deceased husband. For the mother who longs to kiss her lost son. Just once more. Before he could finish, I interrupted. Then why me? Why did you bring me here? For whom? He stood up slowly and began to walk across the room as if he were pacing through memory itself. This, he said, has been the most important mission of my life. For the first time, I brought someone with me. It took over a year of planning to execute safely. He turned back to me. You remember the leap we took from the bed? If my body had touched the wrong material during that moment, it could have ended in catastrophe. He stopped, looked at me with quiet intensity, and stepped closer. It wasn't fame or fortune that compelled me. It wasn't even science. He leaned in, his eyes searching mine. You're the one who gave me this mission. You sent me, you asked me to bring you back.
To be continued.